All right, I'm live. Dr. Rob Kiltz, how you doing? I was running a little bit late. I apologize. Can everyone hear me okay and see me okay? And it is, let's see, I always got to go over here and exactly where are we at and what day is it? Let's see, 15th of May, Sunday, beautiful day upstate New York. My Miss Boss Lady, Great Britain 93. Hello, how you doing? Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and my feed on my other computer is just not coming together right now. And why? Facing Destiny. Hello, good morning, Zoe. A beautiful day. Good morning to everyone. And we're going to answer your questions on fertility, how to improve what you put in the mind, the mouth, and the motion of the body, how keto and carnivore, right? It's not keto or carnivore in the sense, but it's combined in a way. And keto means high fat, carnivore, you know what that means, right? It's eat like a lion. Hello. Adrian, Ad Ribbon, Melissa Graff. Let's see. It's always so great that you're joining me on Sunday. And I know this is a day for so many people to focus on spirituality and prayer and meditation. Whether you're going to church or you're always in church, this is the key. Christy, good morning. Good morning. Candace, the more, good morning. Stim for if I'm doing a mini IVF, Felicia. It's usually still about 10, so about 8 to 12 days is a standard stimulation, whether you're doing high dose, standard dose, or mini dose. I recommend the mini dose for everyone. I think mini dose is really good, by the way. So great question, Felicia. And tell us where you're hanging out today or where you're from and all those things. At Brown, Jenny, mocha latte. I drink coffee with butter or black with nothing, occasional cream latte. But listen, sugar, stevia, add-ons, no way. And I don't recommend honey. Using donor Yolande for, I'm using donor sperm for IVF with Syracuse location. Is it okay to use ART vial for? You can use IUI, ART for the IUIs. You want to use an IUI specimen, but ART or IUI can be used for anyone, by the way. Jessica, low, they're speeding, go by me so fast, and I got to slow down. And I have to lower my voice and listen more. So low AMH, would you recommend a mini? Jessica, I recommend minis absolutely, especially if you have a lower AMH. I think that it's important. And don't forget, Kiltz is keto, carnivore, or some form. Remember, high fat, one meal a day. And we have a new keto coming out. We're going to share a little bit more on keto for vegans, vegetarians, but carnivorians. Poor connection. I think my connection today is a little crazy. So you guys, sometimes I have to shut it down to restart it. And there we go. So minis I recommend a lot. Angela, what do you expect to see at the first prenatal appointment? Blood work numbers should you expect at that time? So if we're doing a 5-week ultrasound, we should see a sac. We check progesterone levels and estrogen levels, and that's kind of the main things we're looking at. Estrogens anywhere between 20 and 200, progesterones anywhere between 10 and greater than 40. So they're all over the place. By 6 weeks, we typically are looking for a heartbeat. So there's lots of kind of things that we may be looking for. And then by 7, you should see a heartbeat in that for sure. Let's see. Mrs. Royalty, I have lupus controlled. Do you recommend me to take estrogen? I'm not sure if you're taking estrogen for your fertility care. We use a lot of estrase and progesterone to support implantation and early pregnancy, although they're not exactly necessary. But they're things we think can be helpful. Stay on the progesterone potentially even longer throughout pregnancy may be helpful. And a lot of people need aspirin or Lovenox longer and prednisone usually through the first 8 to 12 weeks for many people, because the main cause of infertility is inflammation. And this is what I talk about in the family building guide, which you can download for free on either CMI Fertility or drkiltz.com. And you can also download for free the keto. And again, these are all concepts and ideas that aren't common in our standard medical practices, but some ideas that I've learned personally that have changed everything. So remember, lupus is caused by a standard American global diet, which is high plants, low animal fat, and eating 3 to 6 meals a day. One meal at night is what I recommend for all of us. It's the healthiest thing you do. And you don't have to get in the weight room or the jogging place, just meditation and prayer, and never, ever, ever give up, by the way. How fast do polyps and fibroids grow? I had polyps removed a year ago. We are planning starting. Let's see. Megan, thanks for your question. Megan Keaton. Sometimes they grow back in a month, especially polyps. That's why I recommend anti-inflammatory diet, the proper human diet, which is basically high fat, cooked carbs if you're going to eat them, but I recommend none, and 1 meal a day. And there's inflammation if you have fibroids, polyps, and endometriosis, IBS, adenomyosis, which are all caused by the inflammation in the bowels due to eating a plant-based diet. So they can't come back quickly. So if you're getting them taken out, fibroids are removed either laparoscopically or via a laparotomy or hysteroscopy. And you can look at those sort of things either on our website, CMI Fertility, or our family building guide. But I usually say wait at least 3 months if you do a laparoscopic myomectomy that before you try to get pregnant naturally or do an IUI or IVF. Let's see. Wifey Cordero, hello. Katrine Castell, hello. Traveling baby, hi. Still able to get to text you with questions? Yes. This week, I had to cover for Dr. Chang in Buffalo. I've got about 20 text messages I still haven't gotten to, but I'm hoping to get to them today. And remember, I'm going to get to whatever I can as best I can. But if you need me that bad, you can call me, but I do my best on that. But you got to go to the emergency room if you have a real problem. This is only working to help better, but my mission in life is this, all right? And I've learned so much on this journey. Let's see. Keep Noop Drea. Yes, ask a question, please. CNY sent receptiva test to local OBGYN. You can ask them to do it. We'll be glad to do it. And certainly results can go to your OBGYN. They're your results. Keep track of all your medical records. Keep track of everything you're doing. You should have a life journal. And remember, you're in charge of your healthcare, not us. Doctors do not control your health and wellness. You do. And that's how much I talk so much about how we can all improve our health and wellness in ways that are really kind of crazy, right? And the more and more I practice this, the more I'm learning. Crowdsourcing, community sourcing, all health and wellness care, right? We've been duped by the masters who tell us to eat mush and they eat Wagyu A5. Crazy, right? Vanessa Rodriguez, thank you for sharing the CNY Fertility members group. Listen, it's a gang, it's a tribe, it's a group, it's a village, it's a family. That's what this is all about. And, there's a lot of yik-yak always out there about good and bad, right and wrong. If you do a lot of stuff, there's always going to be something that happens that we go, this should never happen. But in truth, the only way for something never to happen is never do it. And what I've learned is that humans are highly flawed at every level. We all make mistakes, and we're all at CNY Fertility. I am committed to working to be better in Syracuse, Albany, Rochester, Buffalo, Colorado, Sarasota, Atlanta, Montreal, Albany, if I didn't mention that already. But all of my team members are nurses, embryologists, practitioners, front and back, all those people that help places stay clean. and better. And we're going to be continuously listening and learning from you. Let's work with your OBGYNs, your naturopaths, your REIs, and all those fertility specialists. We want to do this all together. Let's see. It'll happen. Book, hello. Does autoimmune deficiency like rheumatoid arthritis interfere with IVF? This is the game changer, by the way, for all immunologic disorders that people call them autoimmune, but they're immunologic. And keto is Kiltz's keto is one meal, high fat, cooked to carbs or no carbs. The best one is the baby's way: bacon, eggs, butter, beef, intermittently feasting, occasionally Kiltz's ice cream. Now remember, ice cream, you do not need to put sugar in it at all. You don't even need vanilla or chocolate. It's simply cream, eggs, a pinch of salt in an ice cream maker. That is goodness. It's fat and eggs, and I'll bet $1 billion that's a solution for so many of us. But yes, rheumatoid arthritis is simply an indication of an immunologic inflammatory disorder. It's as simple as that. And remember, faith over facts and spirit over science. That's the amazing story in all of this. And I would love to get to every one of your questions. And I apologize if I don't, but I'm always working every day. I've been in Buffalo for Friday and Saturday. So Dr. Chang could rest a couple of days to get strong, and he's feeling better. We're all doing great and improving your care every day. And I know I sometimes talk and talk and talk, but I went into medicine because I was committed to human healthcare, life healthcare. And if we're looking at money over mommies and men and masters, we're messing the system up. We want to be a community-sourced health and wellness and a fertility center. That's really the key that I'm looking for. Let's see, Katie Dalkowitz. Let's see, 33 years young, same-sex couple, 7 failed IUIs with donor sperm, eating keto. Clomid produced multiple follicles, but letrozole only 1. I sometimes combine the two, by the way. Large follicle, day 12. Should I do regular IVF or mini? I do a ton of minis. Don't forget, you might look at carnivore, but make sure you're doing 1 meal a day, adding fat, ton of cream, right? Butter, eggs. If you're a vegan, it's coconut fat and oil. Like coconut oil, it's not fat, but those will help. But think about laparoscopy, hysteroscopy. And in the family building guide, and you can buy one of these on Amazon. We have a new version coming out. We're always working to make it better. We're going to be adding some things on DHEA, Theralogics, Ovatera. Really excited about that. And Dr. Gleischer's studies that he shared, that we're all working to learn better. And I'm learning that I can do and be better also in this journey of health and wellness, because I don't know all the answers, by the way. Let's see. I think it's on 78 on the current version, which is the immune protocols. Look at the immune protocol 3 and 4, where IVIG, Humira to 4, and Neupogen, Plaquenil, Prograf, Lovenox 30 to 40 twice a day, prednisone 10 to 20 twice a day. And I know it's like high levels, but we're working to suppress inflammation. It really is kind of crazily simple, and it sounds so ridiculously hard, but it's crazy. Mrs. Riviera, hello, good morning. IVF with you in September, testosterone is low. This is where if you have a low testosterone, it's not a concern, it's knowledge. Maybe somewhere between 25 and 75 of DHEA. Look at Theralogics, Ovatera, some really great stuff on the DHEA. Lots of different products, but you might find some help in those arenas. Will you for sure? No one knows these answers, but in my opinion, again, I am masterly crazy on the baby's way. Listen, if all else fails, become the master, and meat makes mommies, men, and masters all day long, and nonstop on that broken record. But I don't know that I would be like, my testosterone's a little low. It may or may not matter, but let me maybe add a little bit, 25, 50, or 75 of DHEA. Look at your DHEA testosterone levels. They could be helpful. But these are, lots of great ideas. Red meat doesn't agree with me either. As someone above said, can seafood be good? The problem with seafood, so you have to add the fat. But if it's pork, lamb, goat, organ meats, I know this is hard. To me, it's, get a burger, add some liver to the burger, make sure it's a lot of fat, or butter it up. Instead of buttered bread, it's buttered burgers. It helps with, yes, fatty meat. You got to eat the skin and the fat, and add a Bordelaise sauce over it. You got to add the fat. That's the key to this. One of the thoughts I have on seafood is that the seafood, fish are in the oceans and it's contaminated. So I'm really, my concern is that the seafood may not be so great, by the way. Which book should I download to change my diet for lupus? Mrs. Royal. The lupus, lupus and all the immunologic disorders are caused by a high plant-based, low animal fat diet. I'm sorry. We ate the fat for the last 3 million years. That's it. I'm going to be doing a recording with Dr. Anthony Chafee. Sean Baker is going to be on pretty soon. So many great people out there. Maria Emmerich, Judy Cho, Bella, Steak and Butter Gang, gal. Check out Bella, Steak and Butter Gang. It's a family, by the way. It's a tribe. We need to communicate together. And so these are the important things. And also my book, The Fertile Feast. And okay, I got one other. Keto for Fertility Cookbook. All right. You can download this from drkiltz.com or See My Fertility website. There's really lots of good things, by the way. TSH2 in January just went up to baseline 4.3. Check a T3, T4. If your T3, T4 are normal, you're okay to proceed. Make sure you're on some Synthroid, levothyroxine. I think those are good things that again, a lot of times we're taking our supplements and check out the Molecular Fertility Ovarian Bloom and great products. But again, the science and FDA says maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. You need to do the research on everything you're deciding to put into your mind and your mouth and the things that you're moving. I do some late weights. I try to do, remember the old calisthenics that I think we did in high school and we just dreaded, but your body is all you need for motion. And whether it's Tai Chi, yoga, light calisthenics, you don't need to overdo it. So slow it down, cool it down. That's the critical part to this. And I do coffee. I'm not against coffee and tea, but it is still a plant product. And I'm going to be doing a live with Raymond coming up on both Dr. Kiltz and See My Fertility from Bella Steak and Butter Gang, and learning about this keto carnivore concepts. You don't have to be a carnivore, but keto is kick-ass. And Kiltz's keto is one meal at night, high fat. Cook the carbs well to simplify them, because complex carbs, I've been talking about the glycobiome, but I'm telling you, the glycobiome trumps the microbiome all day long. When the glycobiome is damaged by fiber, fruits, seeds, nuts, almond milk, oat milk, coconut milk. Listen, I'm sorry, the plant oils in general are deadly. And 3 to 6 plant-based, fibrous-based meals a day is deadly because it damages the glycobiome. And the glycobiome is critical on the sperm and on the egg because these are the adhesion molecules and they're the communication molecules that are critical for all cellular interactions. And when it's damaged, this is why I talk so much about this crazy concept. Why keto? Why is Kiltz talk about keto and carnivore so much? Because it is the foundation of protecting the glycocalyx, the glycobiome, which I call the Teflon shield. And 99.9% of us doctors know nothing about it. And it's amazing. Triggering with HCG or Lupron. Lisa, Beth, Beth Ryan, I think both are good. Anywhere between 2,500 to 10,000 of HCG and 4 milligrams once or twice of Lupron. But we do a lot of 5,000 and 4 milligrams one time, 34 hours before retrieval, or IUI, or even intercourse. Remember, you could use all of these with either IUI, IVF, intercourse, frozen transfers, also, by the way. Cervical and ovarian cysts we remove during retrieval. Cervical ovarian cysts, some of them we could drain them usually. We typically don't do laparoscopies at retrieval. Hysteroscopy, DNC, and scratch can be done. Don't forget to ask about PRP, high volume, at time of retrieval, pre-transfer, along with either the HCG wash, the Neupogen wash, and weekly lipids. And all right, what is Kiltz a little broken record about, right? Kiltz is keto, carnivore, and the baby's way. It's amazing. Let's see. If my AMH, Mrs. Rivera, 14.2, extremely concerned. Look, all people need to be concerned about ovarian hyperstimulation, but you have high AMH means you have a metabolic, diabetic, pre-diabetic, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome environment. Mini dose protocols, freeze all if you have too many or too high of estrogen levels. You got to keep that in mind. Mill Sands, you are amazing. And everyone out there, you're amazing. Listen, we all are humans. We make mistakes. CNY Fertility makes mistakes. But I am committed to learn what is causing those so we can do better. Humans, we are directing and teaching. We are looking for embryologists, clinicians, all levels, nursings, and everyone that we want to continue to spread the word of affordability access, that we're community sourced and owned, right? The community. We have all respect, everyone out there in this community. We are not going to give up. Kiltz is on this journey forever and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear, right? 6 follicles. Can I transfer this month with the largest follicle is 12 millimeters? Is that for a fresh or frozen? Usually we're not triggering until about 16 to 18 millimeters for either intercourse, IUI, or IVF. Chelsea Sprinkle, 2 failed fresh transfers. Should I try frozen? Should I test, or should I do before I need another transfer? Laparoscopy, hysteroscopy for endo, or the medical treatment for endo. The antimicrobial protocol. Remember, when the glycobiome is damaged, we basically our microbes are like thriving and creating a bad environment. This is why we think the bad microbes are bad, but it's really the glycocalyx is damaged. And this is why we use 30 days of Levaquin, Flagyl, Valtrex, and Diflucan. But remember, all things that you do have risk, all of it. And so accept the fact that I'm going to do something that might make me sick. And we need to be as cautious as can be. If you have a problem with anything, stop it, go to the emergency room, talk to someone. If you can't get a hold of someone, get to the ER for sure. But these are all things that we can do. Laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, antimicrobial. There is a medical anti-endo. Do you want to do the ERA, ER-Peak, the Receptiva, the Alice, Emma and Alice? There's so many tests that you can do. Which is the right one? Oh my God. That's a hard one to know, because plenty of people have babies without any testing. How does that happen, right? It's a game-changed idea that it changed my life and my understanding of medicine. Low AMH, but 19 follicles, 375/20. LH grew just one mature follicle, converted IUI. I do a 10, 220 human growth. I don't recommend a 375 pretty much for anyone. Dr. Chang, lower the dose. All of our team members, lower the dose. You can use lower doses. I don't use more than 300, 99.9%. Sometimes 4 to 6, but that's rare. Lower dose, mini dose, better way. And I'm only sharing the way that I'm learning every day. Antimicrobial protocol consists of, Andre, it's Levaquin 500, Flagyl 500, Valtrex 500 once a day for 30 days, and Diflucan 150 once a week. Now, there are other drugs to substitute if you have an allergy or you just can't tolerate it. But maybe the 2 to 4 weeks is a good time because we are highly inflamed and damaged. You've got to read, and this is probably backwards, and I apologize. It's The Relationship of Alimentation and Disease by Dr. Salisbury Stake. Amazing concepts, 1800s. He figured out that steak healed all of the bowel disorders, and his men did not die from dysentery that was caused by eating a plant-based, low animal fat. Sarah and Cindy, hello. Alicia Ray Smith, hello to everyone. My embryo is just frozen. I don't get periods. How soon can I transfer? We want to transfer ASAP. Been asking nurse team in Colorado, but knows. Sorry, we have been short-staffed, so crazy busy. We all need to slow it down. I do for sure. But get an ultrasound and blood work, see what it looks like, then get you started. We're learning lower estrogen doses, 2 to 4 a day milligrams, not 6 to 12 a day. You might even do 1 milligrams a day, but go low and slow. You might even add a little bit of letrozole, 2.5 to 5 milligrams, may help the glycobiome. And again, it's the glycobiome. And I'm going to be talking more about this. We have more books and ideas coming out to share ways to help you in all of this. Start Nubigen boosters around the time of FET. I usually started by the day of transfer, if not a few days, start a progesterone or retrieval. But even if you started a few days after transfer, I think Nubigen is good. And your white count's going to go up. It's going to be in the 30s to 60s to 70,000 range. Those are okay, by the way. I do a lot of Prograf, Plaquenil, Nubigen, but all of these things have side effects. Everything that we're talking about in fertility, retrievals can bleed. You might get hospitalized. Some eggs, sperm, and embryos may not fertilize. Rarely they die in the dish. And these are things that are just part of the risk of this whole process, unfortunately. That's the part that I am learning that is part of it. But we're going to do our best at CMI Fertility to fix the problem and help you get your success in one way or another. Lovenox injection helps with blood flow to the uterus and helping the baby through the process. Lovenox, heparin, and this is the crazy part, it's part of the glycobiome. Heparin sulfate is part of the mucinous layer of the uterus, the fallopian tubes, the sperm, the eggs, the embryos, the bowels, the blood vessels. And so it's simply adding the heparin sulfate to sort of help reduce inflammation, and which inflammation encourages blood clotting and sticking of particles that damages our bodies. Again, it's really a radical story that has changed my life and what I've learned. And at 66, I'm not turning back. I write about it, and I'm turning a little bit on basically what I've learned is the glycobiome is the answer. When you protect your glycobiome, you actually you calm down the microbes. You increase your strength in your body to naturally conceive and heal, to naturally deliver a baby. And listen, this keto carnivore is for life. It's not temporary. And the reason there's such a shortage of baby formula, because we become dependent on plant-based formulas, when the baby should drink milk from a breast, and then they should eat fatty meat. I call it the baby's way: bacon, eggs, butter, beef. Kiltz's ice cream without sugar, by the way. You can do it no sugar, even no vanilla. And I don't recommend vanilla extract at all. And add some salt. And it's crazy concepts, but babies, 2 years, then it's time for the next change. But we're all addicted to plants, by the way. See, my baby came into the world a little early. Breishlik, 32.4. And is doing great in NICU, off CPAP, no IVs, able to control temps. Awesome. And to everyone, look at, things don't always work the way you or I plan, because we're human beings. And there are some things that happen on this journey for all of us, but we're here to make it better, listen and learn, and never give up. But I'm telling you, these early pregnancy deliveries are due to damage to the glycobiome. And when you're pregnant, go fasting for the first month or two, potentially, one meal or less. And check out Kiltz's ice cream. It's cream and eggs, maybe add a little butter and salt, nothing else. You do not need sugar or honey or any in chocolates or anything else in there. No vanilla extract. Remember, it's full-on cow's cream. But you could maybe use some mother's milk cream or goat milk. So there's other milk, but it's fat, not milk, in my opinion. And add the eggs. I think it helps a lot. Let's see, Natalia, 40 years young. Everyone, use the words. Words are the wands. And the words we use create the way. I am young. I am fertile. I am having a baby. I have a baby. I have an awesome family. I do a lot of faith-based teachings where I believe that God, whether you're Muslim or Jewish or Christian or Buddhist or Baha'i or simply spiritualist, God is within everything we think about. You have to imagine the beauty that it is this day and every day. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. Let's see. I don't want to get pregnant, so I'm on the NuvaRing. I'm a carnivore, but still don't feel right hormonally and still overweight. Listen, being overweight is not the cause of disease. So when you think you're overweight, you're probably being negative. Stop being negative. Look at your Ferrari body. Remember, if there's a famine, skinny dies. Fat is just a fuel tank that fuels the mitochondria. The mitochondria are not fueled by sugar or glucose. Glucose is just another glycan for the glycocalyx, and glycosylation is key. So know that you're perfectly beautiful at your size. Is it possible to be on birth control and feel hormonally stable? Listen, I believe you still have inflammation, and maybe you got to check out Bella Steak and Butter Gang, but look at the baby's way. But even for me, in my carnivore nature, I still do French fries from time to time, a sip of wine or martini from time to time. But every day, one meal, it's steak and eggs and butter. That's my 99% way. And I feel great. I do light calisthenics, light stuff, but it's mostly meditation, prayer, and fill the mind with positivity. That's key. And you got to read Rhonda Byrne's stuff. She's got some really, really, really great stuff. But I'm not a fan of the birth control pill or these injections and stuff. So listen, our body naturally is healthy when you believe it, and you believe in whatever size, whatever you're going through. See the beauty that it is already, and it will be that or better. And listen, we are ancient hunters. That's why I say one meal a day at most. Both Tacro and Plaquenil. I've had 6-9. Yes, Tara. Now, I personally think, listen, there are increased risk when you use Prograf, Tacrolimus, and Plaquenil. So, going maybe 1 and 1, do a 200 of Prograf and 1 milligram of Prograf 12 hours apart. But in some cases, do both. Up the Lovenox to at least 40. It might even be 60 to 80 twice a day in some cases. Carnivore keto, 1 meal a day. That is the way, and it's the baby's way. I've gone for the baby's diet to the baby's plan, and it's now coming out as the baby's way. Remember, there's nothing better in life than babies. Now, remember, I'm the baby, you're the baby, and we need to take care of ourselves like we are those most incredible, amazing babies. And when we treat each and every one like that, you feel better in life. And faith fixes all. And if you haven't read Marcus Aurelius Meditations, you must. There's so many people have written great ideas and things out there. And my good friend Maria and Craig Emmerich, they've got another carnivore plan out there. And I got to find my other one with Sean Baker. I'm going to be talking to Sean, and he's got carnivore. The carnivore, let's see, as Ken Berry says, the proper human diet, which is a PhD, but I know these things don't make sense, and we don't want to chastise anyone. We're all on this journey and learning together. Whether you're a vegan, vegetarian, or a carnivorian or Mediterranean, whatever it is, start with where you're at as you move forward with your next step. But if you're not feeling right, go for a fast. 24, 48, 72. Fasting is lasting. Water fast, bone broth, bone marrow, or even a coffee or tea, but nothing added, right? And if you know that you're highly addicted and susceptible to going on a binge with the things that you know are harmful to you, throw them out. Don't buy them. And I literally order eggs, cream, butter, and ribeye steak from Snake River Farms. The gold dry aged ribeye, and it'll last me 5 days. So it's $150, but I can use it for 5 days, and I eat it only one time a day. But you must add the fat. That suppresses inflammation. It protects the glycobiome. It's the game changer for sure. Tubal ligation is mini IVF good. Yes, keep Nutri. And I apologize. I have a history of dyslexia as a kid, and so I have to take some time. And I'm working on bringing my Spanish back and bringing more languages of learning to this channel. And we're all channeling a baby to everyone out there, right? But if you're not here for babies, you're here for taking care of the baby. Remember, the baby, this is my baby, right? When we talk that way as humans, we know that this is a valuable, irreplaceable temple. This is why the masters eat meat and the meek and the masters eat mush. And I didn't get it until I personally did it over 10 years ago. Prior to that, I was keto, paleo, Atkins. And for 20 years, I've been Atkinsy, then paleo, then keto. And yes, from time to time, I would eat the stuff I shouldn't eat. And I would get sick. And I go like, why did I do that? Remember, you are the master. Facing destiny, low AMH at 43 years young. Good word, by the way. Preparing for egg retrieval next month. Prenatals, LDN, ovarian bloom, and vitamin D. I think you got it. And stay as carnivore keto as you can. And remember, faith over facts, spirit over science. Although technically they're all part of the same journey and conversation. That's what I'm learning in this journey, by the way. Acupuncture, massage, meditation, prayer. Dr. Jennifer Waters, Don Clark, and let's see who else. Oh, Diane Credenza, Dr. Fink Magarelli, Chang D'Souza, Newhauser, By the way, someone talked Dr. Fruki. Dr. Fruki's been here, let's see, Friday, Saturday, tomorrow, Monday in Syracuse. Dr. Banerjee's covering for Dr. Chang in Buffalo. And we're all working on this journey together. Don't give up. May I ask info about the steak you use? Snake River Farms. And I think I had something laying around here on Snake River Farms, but and you should get a link on drkiltz.com, but if not, Snake River Farms, pick your cut, but lean is not what we want. We want fat. Remember, we grow our Ferrari fuel and getting ready for fertility and the famine. Skinny. You know that anorexia is not good for us, right? And the liver's job is not to detoxify, but it's to make the fat to fuel the famines and your fertility. And when you eat fat comes from an animal and oils come from plants. And, they didn't exist 50,000 years ago. On the Serengeti plains or wherever, where did us as ancient hunters find coconuts, right? And take coconut oil or canola oil or grapeseed oil, olive oil. I mean, it wasn't around. We did not grow up or evolve on this stuff. And this is the craziness. Again, all honor to whatever you choose in your religious, political, or your food you choose. But the perfect human diet, right? Proper, perfect. Thanks, Ken and Nisha Berry. You got to check them out. We're all sharing these ideas. And listen, I didn't invent this stuff. I'm learning from so many. And listen, the idea of whether DHEA helps you or not or hurts, I don't know. But there's so much people writing papers about supplements. We're sharing the ideas that these things may help. So you got to do the research. You got to keep reading. But ultimately, you've got to make up your own mind of what you want to put in this miracle machine. But if you're an anorexic or too skinny and there's a famine, that's not good for any of us. And if you can't eat because of nausea, vomiting early in pregnancy and you're too skinny, that's why we get fat so easily, because we're meant to. The get fat gene is the very best genetics created in humanity. We make all these concepts and ideas so complicated, but it's simple. We get fat because we're supposed to. But the access to sugar was limited, and really the sweet of like what we have today was not around. And if you didn't eat the fat that was in the organs or in the bowel environment, you were in the dead pile, right? So that's the craziness of all this. AMH level 0.3, was pregnant 2 months ago. Could the pregnancy affect my AMH? No problem in the past to get pregnant, but chromosomal abnormalities. So I'm just going to go right down to this, which is really, 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 really hard for people to believe. Damage to the glycobiome likely damages the ovary, the testicles, and every nook and cranny of our body. In my opinion, a pre-diabetic, diabetic, high plant-based, low animal fat diet is causing low AMH and miscarriages and DNA problems, because the sugar, glycosylation is the normal binding of a sugar to a protein or a lipid to adjust its functionality, make it work the way it's supposed to, even signaling the immune system to do its work, right? And so I believe that, all these abnormalities, your pregnancy isn't the problem, but the environment that we're marinating our bodies in is the problem. Remember, are you marinating your mind in the troubles of the world, or woe is me, or I'm mad and sad? Let's see. I was listening to my brother and I were talking, Ray, this morning, and let's see, laughing, the world laughs with you, crying, you cry alone. And life is what you think it is. And the more we think in the positive realm, the more the universe evolves in a more positive way. And we are not here to say negative about anyone or anything. And I have gotten caught up in that, no doubt about it. But my work every day is for all of us to work together. And this is why we're working with SART, ASRM, all the REIs in the world, the OBGYNs, the family practice, the acupuncturist, Dr. Gleischer, and Ovatera, Theralogics, molecular fertility. And what supplements do you really need? You need fat, proteins, glycans are made in your body, by the way. Glucose and glycans you don't have to eat ever. But fat and a little bit of protein. Keto is high fat, by the way. This is why I love butter, cream, and steak. Amazing. And I made some amazing steak for my friends last night. They do like French fries. And so I peel the skin, fry them in duck grease, and dip them in mayonnaise and sour cream and salt. And listen, if you're suffering and on the journey to heal something, this isn't the diet we're talking about. But this is a game changer. Chromosomal abnormalities are the same caused by the same thing as diabetes, hypertension, cancer, stroke. It's a high vegetable, plant-based, low-fat diet. And when I say fat comes from an animal, by the way. Vanessa, hello. Vanessa, hello. Akela, I'm out of time to get my IVAG infusion done a week prior. Listen, even if the day of transfer, the day after transfer, and we do have some immunologic immune supplements through molecular fertility that may help you. We can't guarantee it. They may, and we're working to do may in all of this, right? We're working to communicate with, look at Dr. Vidale and Presimune. You want to do all the testing? You may. Might it change things? It might. Do you need all the testing? You don't need it. I mean, how many people get pregnant and you're saying they are so unhealthy and they're doing all the wrong things? My friends, we all make mistakes. And yet sometimes in the mistakes, the master works miracles, right? And remember, the master is masterfully manipulating all of this in a way that always works in your favor. And why do I put the fireside chat? Because like right around the fire, this is our instinct and instinctual ancient communication. You saw the fire. We all wanted to come around the fireside chat. And we're sometimes listening to one person tell a story, but ultimately all of us have a story to tell. Your story is like the top of the line. You're the temple. Look in the mirror and see the beauty that you are. Size, shape, gender, age, weight, color. I don't care. Whatever your description is, make it positive, loving, kind, generous. And check out Rhonda Byrne, The Secret. And I think it's the greatest secret. And the greatest secret is simple. God's within all of us. That's crazy, right? Let's see. Amy Fallon Hamill, hello. Maintenance 12, thank you. Best suggestions for blocked tubes. Reduce inflammation. Remember, how many times does you get stuffy nose and you can't breathe or you get swelling? That's damage to the glycocalyx, the glycobiome, and they swell up. The mucus tries to save you from all these particles because plants contain all the particles to kill us, right? Because right, life lives on life, right? You and I can't live on air or water. You must eat something that's alive or was alive in order for you to be alive and reproduce. And so the tubes have the same problem. Blocked tubes at the proximal portion get blocked because inflammation gets into that. And it's really, really crazy. I don't know if I've got I don't want to walk away from you guys, but get yourself an anatomy book, by the way, whether it's digital or which, this is The Complete Human Body. Let's see. And it's by, Dr. Alice Roberts, right? And I'm always looking at the anatomy and the anatomy of the universe. Let's see. Just a quick look at if the inflammation is in the proximal tube, this swells up and closes. It's just like you can't breathe. What do? You add an antihistamine. Look at when the pollen is high, all of these organs get as damaged as in your nose. And all of our sinus, our chest, every nook and cranny in our lymphatics. but it's all basically inflammation from plants. So check out DK books, by the way, are publishing Dr. Alice Roberts. I've got a smaller version that I've been using because we need to know anatomy. Anatomy will really help. But look at the Claritin, Pepsid, Benadryl. But the best way to cure is to take away the offending particles. The number one offending particle is kale, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, seeds and nut oils, and flowers. And my opinion is, stay away from this stuff completely. And if you go to this one now, listen, some of my recipes contain some of the things. Dr. Kiltz, you say not to eat that. We're always learning and changing, but whatever is best for you. Facing Destiny, Sarasota, we're waiting for equipment. We need some biology graduates who have good technical skills that want to learn to be embryologists, or GYN docs that want to learn to be fertility docs. We are going low and slow with the commitment for affordability, access, quality, and honesty. And sometimes I get myself in a little bit of a pickle, and I don't mean to say things negative about anyone. And I do want to apologize if I've thrown out anything negative about Dr. Gleicher or the patents or anything. I'm learning that we can all do better. That doesn't mean I support that doctors should be getting patents for things that are out there. My belief is that we should all this open access information, but we all have to get along on the playground. And I believe that Dr. Gleicher's science and all of these things that we're all sharing together are building knowledge. But you know me, I question all the science. I question it. Is it really true? And when I did that and found out that glucose is not the energy for the mitochondria, pyruvate to acetyl-CoA, which can only happen in the liver, insulin resistance is impossible, and glucose is for glycosylation, which is so critical, important to your body that you and I and most docs have never heard about it. Side effects, progesterone, and how long will they stay in my body? Progesterone, the side effect is preserving a baby, keeping you pregnant. Progestation. That's why these progestational agents are critical. Now, our hopes are that your body is able to make enough progesterone and estrogen and protect the glycobiome. The glycobiome is that layer that's protecting your body. We need to continue to learn together. I take Theralogics, Thorne supplements. Should I change to molecular fertility before CY? No, the Theralogic and Thorne supplements are excellent, by the way. Stay on those. We provide the molecular fertility, but we don't have a DHEA supplement. You go to Theralogics or Ovaterra. They have great products. Really highly recommend them. And we are not forced to say or do anything. We know that we all step back and we're learning. And listen, we all make mistakes. I am number one mistake maker. When we're working with any critiquing and criticism, that we can say, hey, we can do better. CMI Fertility recognizes that there have been some issues that happen, but they are still rare. And they're human beings that may have made a mistake, but we don't always know that. But the stories aren't always accurate either. But either way, we know how hard this journey is. My commitment is to affordability, access, quality, and honesty. And if you've got something that doesn't seem right, we're going to do our very best to make it right and make it better. So don't jump off the journey. It's rough and tough. Remember, the stress and struggles make us stronger. And those things in life that are the most valuable are the hardest to obtain. Let's see. What are the thoughts on tubal reversal for a 46-year young, 3 failed cycles? I mean, look at. Yes, we do reversals, laparoscopic. They're not perfect either. But we do a discounted IVF if you do a reversal. And so if you've done IVF with us, we also offer a discounted, if you've done IVF, we offer you a discounted reversal, just like we offer discounted donor eggs and all of that. But check these out. Kiltz's Keto, which is Kiltz's Keto and Carnivore are part of the mix. And again, if you're a vegan, it's add coconut oil. Vegetarians, it's butter, cream, eggs, and fatty cheese. And still do one meal a day. But you can download Keto for Fertility Cookbook. And listen, we're going to be getting hard copies, nominal fees. I'm working to potentially get it on Amazon as an option. And then Kiltz's Carnivore is coming out, like Sean Baker, Paul Saladino, so many out there. We are the human Ferraris. We are the lionesses and lions. It's really so simple. It's such a crazy idea that it changed my life personally. Water, a little bit of coffee and tea, no whiskey, wine, or beer. And remember, when you eat carbohydrates, remember all plants, you're the plant eater, an animal eater, or both. But plants bring the bacteria, yeast, and viruses, and they ferment in your colon and small intestine. They go GERD, the farts down below, bad, all this stuff, bad. All the immunologic disorders are a high plant-based, low animal fat diet, which is deadly. And these ideas have changed my life. And where did I put the Dr. Salisbury book? It's way down the bottom here. Way too much stuff to show you. But Dr. Salisbury steak, read his story. He fed the men in the Civil War steak and coffee. They all healed up. And if you haven't read the book on low-dose naltrexone, check it out. LDN, anti-inflammatory. Just another medication that may mediate and lower the inflammation to help you with your fertile journey. Let's see, how are we doing? A couple more minutes. I'm going to be interviewed with Anthony Chafee. Excited about that. We have so many people that we're working with on this crazy, amazing, beautiful journey each and every day. And what side effects of progesterone? Again, some people do have allergies to progesterone, by the way. Swelling, redness, and again, they're all drugs or supplements. Even if they're plant-based and natural, they can still affect you adversely. WVAS, hello, if I've had all testing in the last few months, how soon can we expect IVF? You can be ready to start IVF the next month, by the way. M. Berger, how are you doing? Ali Rose, Bayliz, hello. Let's see. Pescatarian, eggs, a good diet. I think steak and eggs is the best, but fish and eggs, absolutely. But make sure you have to add the butter, the cream, the fat. It's like people don't understand. When you eat the fat, it reduces inflammation in the bowels. It is really so stupidly, amazingly simple. It changed my life. Game change, by the way. Frozen transfer after 3 failures. Hysteroscopy, laparoscopy, immune 3 or 4. IVIG Humira, Kiltz's Keto Carnivore for fertility, and lots of prayer meditation. Now, prayer is never asking for anything. It's gratitude for the dream. I am grateful for the family, my babies, my beautiful, amazing life. And if you have troubles and challenges, recognize that's all the gifts to strengthen you, to keep you on your path. Never, ever, ever give up. Isn't that crazy and hard? Syracuse this week. I'm going down to Sarasota this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Be back in Syracuse the following week. Let me pick up my phone. I'm stepping out of screen a second. I'm always throwing and dropping things. Sorry about that. Let's see. Calendar. Let's see. So I'll be back here the 23rd, I think through the 28th. I'm not 100% sure. But Dr. Corley, amazing, Dr. Corley. Thank you. Foundation, Dr. Lutheringer, but all of our practitioners. Listen, we're all learning and listening. If you look at the family building guide and there's something there you've heard you want to do, tell your practitioner or the nurse, this is what I want to do. I don't want to be put off to another clinician that I got to talk to. This is what I want to do. We know how to help you get to it and not waste time, right? So carnivarian, pescatarians, Mediterraneans, and vegans and vegetarians, we are here always on the journey. But if you're sick and not getting what you want, look closely at Kiltz's Keto and our Baby's Way and the new ones, Kiltz's Keto Carnivore, because that's all I talk about, which is crazy. So thank you to everyone. Sorry if the fire is a little warm in this weather, but it's like we are huddled around the fire, right? And this is the village. This is the tribe. That's what we're doing here, right? How long after PRP to ovaries should I try next IVF? Next month, serendipity design. Next month, 2 or 3 is fine. Ovarian rejuvenation, whatever that means, but it's anti-inflammatory. It's look at the immune protocols. Intra-ovarian and intra-uterine PRP, I think, can be helpful. Carol, how are you doing? Wendy, and if I had, infinite time is available to share the ideas, but go back and review these things. We're going to be, converting into Spanish and many other languages. Dr. Verdialis and the Spanish-speaking team, we're working to add and build that for sure. Ash Walt, 2 chemicals a few days after starting Lovenox. Could it be too much blood thinning? I don't, that's likely not the cause. The cause is still likely some other inflammatory process that we haven't healed yet. We need to heal the inflammation of the glycobiome. When the glycobiome gets back to its strength, right? When we damage the glycobiome, we're screwed. And I know it doesn't make sense. But when I just learned all about the glycobiome, and all I talk about is glycobiome, glycocalyx, and the damage is done when you eat a high sugar diet, because the high sugar diet is deadly. And the cause of cancer is vegetables, fruit, fiber, seeds, and nuts, and all diseases related to any of that. So prepare my body for frozen transfer. Family building guide, that's the key. And Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle, and keep watching, keep sharing. I love everyone. We should do a mega day where we're working even to, fund our foundation for more grants. Would people be willing to, all donate to that foundation for grants in the See and Life Fertility Way? And again, so many people are getting pregnant, delivering babies without Kiltz, right? And by looking at these things in the Baby's Way, this is the way in the day. All right. I love you. Let's see, one more, 44 years young, ready to transfer. Elisa Palmer, 100% successful. Always think that, because it's all part of the journey. Can anyone tell you that, oh my God, you'll never get pregnant, or, this is what we doctors, it'll never happen. Your answer. Listen, that's the challenge. Is it really never going to happen? Well, if you think like that, then why are you even here? Why even have sex to get pregnant? You have to have faith. You have to be focused. You have to be singly minded on the Ferrari. Remember, we're all the Ferraris, and the temple take care of it. All the same, I personally like the Falston pen best. I think they're all good. I do a lot of 10, 220 with a little human growth. And don't forget the molecular fertility, Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle, whether it's carnivore, pescatarian, chickatarian, Mediterranean, vegetarian, or vegan, all of those are part of the human lifestyle, but we want to help you on this journey. God bless. I'll see you all this week. Have an awesome